Tonight on Smackdown Live AfterBuzz TV Aftershow. Hey, you know those call-ups? Well, step aside, because we got more call-ups, so stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, everybody? We are live on AfterBuzzTV.com and AfterBuzz TV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud. Like and subscribing, telling your friends and your foes about the world of AfterBuzz TV as we get ready to continue our road to WrestleMania with a brief stop at Elimination Chamber, into Fastlane, into Smackdown. So many things happening. What's up, everybody? I'm Christian Rosenberg. Whole crew is with me here tonight. First off, we got the lovely Miss Gabby Loren.
Hey, guys. What's up? Good to see you all again.
It's good to see you as well.
Thanks.
And the also lovely Tom Connolly.
Yes, I am very lovely. Thank you.
See,
so many road bumps on the way to WrestleMania.
It's not as good of a compliment if you say, yes, I am lovely. I mean,
it still works. I still feel good about it, so that's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
Well, Chamber has come and gone, where the true story on that was hashtag Kofi Mania.
Yep.
He won the hearts. I don't remember the last time there was so much hype about someone who was that close to winning. Like all this hype, all this stuff, but he still lost. But we're still super excited for him. We're not talking about who won the match. We're talking about who lost the match.
I think the last one was with Santino and Daniel Bryan.
Something like that, but that was very different.
Well, that was just like the crowd, just
like shocking, ready for an upset. Yeah. But this was just like, we're so happy that he came close.
Yeah. It was incredible.
It was.
It was probably
our dreams are finally coming true for Kofi.
It was one of the best chamber matches I've ever seen.
It was a really good chamber match.
Like, I was surprised we were watching it. You're like, okay, it's down to the two of them. All right, it's going to be like another 2 or 3 minutes. It went on for like another 10 minutes of just the two of them at the end. And Daniel Bryan started the match and was all the way there at the end. Like, I mean, he's just becoming incredible, even more so than already what he was before.
Yeah, it's nice to see Kofi Kingston finally have his moment now. And also, the crowd is loving it. Everybody's chanting for Kofi.
Yeah.
You know, he's finally getting the praise that he has earned over these last 11 years. So good for him.
No, last week I said Mustafa Ali being taken was a blessing in disguise for him. Oh, blessing in disguise for more than just one person.
I did read online that apparently that was supposed to be Ali's spot. Like, he was supposed to last that whole match.
I don't believe that for a second.
So,
I don't believe that for
you
a
don't think
second. So? No.
Not at least on SmackDown last week?
I could see him having him pull the upset on Daniel Bryan. He was not supposed to last an entire hour.
No.
I don't see that at all.
I see that for sure.
Well,
I mean, they're trying to build him. They're trying to build him as well. So,
well, and they still will.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the only main story for SmackDown happened in Elimination Chamber. Kicking off tonight's SmackDown, we talk about the other part, which was the best tag team in the world losing their tag team championships.
Well, I guess they're not the best.
That was a fast one. It was like a quick championship belt win, and then it went out the door in a second flat.
We call those transitional champions. Shane just kind of talking about the show as a whole, Elimination Chamber, putting over Kofi. Miz comes out, and he wants to apologize and admit something. Shane, I used you because I knew if I was able to, convince you with all this, you would feel the same pain as me. We'd be able to do it. I start crying. I put on my Marine 8 performance, and I want you to feel close. That's pretty much how it was. And Miz talking about, I know we don't have a rematch clause anymore, since that's the only thing this new regime has changed. There's no more rematch clause. But you're Shane McMahon. You can make it happen. Out come the Usos. Usos say, Shane, we know you don't want the rematch because you'd be stuck with this loser. He's a joke. He's a fraud. You should, if you want a title match, get a real partner. They're just making Miz feel like he's this tiny. Shane then says, the rematch will be happening. It will be happening at Fastlane, which happens to be in Miz's hometown of Cleveland. This is just the perfect recipe for Miz to attack Shane in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
After they lose?
Yeah.
Wait, is it really in 2 weeks, the pay-per-view?
It's 2 weeks from Sunday.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got to get it in before Mania.
My man. Like, too many pay-per-views.
It's also never a good idea to attack the GM. I don't care what storyline you have. Your storyline's going to go downhill real quick
Yeah.
if you start throwing punches at the GM. You know?
Yeah, I'm fine that they're at least getting a rematch. Because I feel like we're heading towards Shane and Miz at Mania. They get a match. Miz, uber heel. Miz, or it turns the other way. I mean, I'm not counting out Shane just going
just
crazy
being fed
on
up
the
with
Miz.
Miz?
Yeah, right.
On on one hand, I would love that because it's so unexpected. On the other hand, I'm just like, we'd have a full-time babyface Miz?
But I also feel like it's gonna be they lose, and then Miz attacks Shane with the help of Mr. Miz helping him out. I think, or Miz Dad, whatever they call him.
I think Miz paid for his dad to take acting classes so he can recite that line well.
And that's
And
it.
he has him at ring, which you found out later. He has him at ringside for the show. And there'll be that big look of disappointment of him trying to root him on, and Miz is just gonna clock Shane, and that's gonna be that.
But I think his dad's gonna love that though. Like that's when his dad's gonna be with the Miz. Like he's gonna.
Oh no! I'm saying Miz's dad is in on it with Miz.
Oh yeah. I think so too. Yeah.
So I act all sad, and then it's like,
And they could turn.
Why would I not be proud of you? You've been champion.
Exactly. They could turn around and being like, I've always been proud of you. Unlike Vince, who was not proud of Shane. Shane, you went away for years, and Vince didn't want you around, and all that kind of stuff.
I think that's
It can get real
incredibly
deep.
ridiculous. Because
It's true though. Shane left.
Well, here's the thing, though. The dad was brought on because Shane, worked with Miz to bring him on.
I know, but
and celebrate and show him that his son is this great superstar in WWE. So he's partly responsible for that. Why would you destroy that relationship? And why would his dad destroy that relationship? His dad should be grateful he was brought on to be thanked and to experience the superstardom of his son.
Oh, Miz's dad is already a superstar.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
More than the Miz?
He's the star of Miz and
That's
Miz.
debatable.
Well, I know.
And how about
go ahead.
they're having another kid, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
for them, so,
good for them.
Yeah.
But speaking of
You just ruined my news. That was going to be in there.
That's not
Well, I'm
news if
still
it's done
saying
on
it.
TV.
What do you mean if it's not on TV?
No, if it is on TV.
It's only in their promo, but if you don't watch Miz or whatever it's called, Miz and Maurice's show,
It's been on the TV show. Not
Yeah.
Miz and Mrs. on Smackdown and Raw and Elimination Chamber.
right? Okay, so
So therefore, it wouldn't be for that.
okay, whatever. But it just came out that they announced it on her Instagram.
And on Elimination Chamber on Sunday, they came out in public.
Well, I'm sorry we host on Tuesdays. What do you want me to do? I still need to tell the people what's going on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
What if
spoil
people
the news.
tune in late? And what happened to your old theory about some people watch our show before they watch the actual show?
That's true.
I just spoiled
Exactly.
it.
Okay,
For the men.
what about the
Whatever.
last 48 hours?
You're just a hater.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm a lover of? All our fans
Yeah.
that tune in each week.
Good segue.
That's right. Segway City on sale now. Tune in and like and subscribe and tell everyone about the world of AfterBuzz TV. And we want to keep making the show better and better. Just last week, we had Sonya Deville call in, who crushed it at the Chamber, I must say.
Yep.
And we want to keep this momentum going for you. We want to hear what you think. And Tom's going to tell you how.
Yeah, so before we get to that next topic of Gabby's awesome news, just act like you didn't hear it.
No, it's fine. I'll just change it for you guys. You're all
We just want to
haters.
say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. And if you're on YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Maybe get involved in the news conversation.
Why not? By all means.
Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our show.
All right. Now, as we get into this next match, or the first match, I should say, I feel like this is going to be the part of the show where Tom and I are going to go off a little bit. So we have Aleister Black versus Andrade. Aleister Black from NXT. So in the last 2 days, even over the last 2 months, all they did when it was hyping, okay, Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, EC3, Nikki Cross, and wherever Lars went. We're hyping them up. Here are the new call-ups that are coming in. And we're letting them go on both shows to decide what fits them right. Which we've already talked about on this show is ridiculous. Why do they get the opportunity? Now, out of the blue, here's Ricochet, Aleister Black, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano on both shows.
2 nights in a row.
No hype behind their arrival, like the month of hype we got for the other 6.
But we haven't even seen the other ones.
Right, we haven't even seen them yet. Lacey Evans hasn't had a match yet.
Yeah.
EC3's had 1 match on Raw.
2
on Raw?
He lost.
Ambrose?
Both with Ambrose.
Oh, okay.
He beat Ambrose and he lost to Ambrose.
Okay, I forgot about the other one.
Yeah. That's how good he is. That they called him up to make him lose to Ambrose, who's leaving the company.
But there's so many things, and I don't want to say this because I am a huge fan of all 4 of the guys that have been on Raw and SmackDown. Like,
I agree.
On one hand, it's like, oh great, I get 2 days worth of Gargano, Ciampa, Ricochet, and Aleister Black. However, this is so idiotic that they can go wherever they want, wrestle whoever they want, no hype behind it, and Tommaso Ciampa is now a babyface.
I mean,
This has made 0 sense. He, along with Daniel Bryan, Ciampa's been the top heel in the WWE the last 6 months with him and Daniel Bryan
for the last year.
And all of a sudden, he's back on TV like, yeah, I'm tag teaming with Johnny Gargano. It's like the last 2 years didn't happen.
Yeah, it's like they never broke up and they were still a tag team forever, and now they just both happen to have singles titles, but they're tag team again.
How do you guys all feel about that? And please, chat roll and our fans watching, let us know. Are you about the baby face look for Ciampa, or would you prefer him to stick with what he was doing?
I wish he would stay as heel so badly. But then, along with it, you have Aleister Black come out. Like, as far as on Raw, he comes out and interrupts Elias, but then has like a 15-minute match where he's getting beat up by him, and then eventually pulls out the win. And then you had Gargano and Ciampa with Revival. Oh, okay, bringing back a legendary match. Just like now tonight, we had Aleister Black and Andrade bringing back classic NXT match. But if there's no build behind it, Andrade's been busy feuding with Mysterio.
Yeah.
Where the hell did that just go?
Where did Mysterio go?
And then you have Aleister Black beat him in under 10 minutes. So what does that do to Andrade?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of this? There was no build-up for this story.
I mean, we do know that there's some announcement coming on NXT tomorrow. We don't know what it is. I think it's that they're moving the show to 2 hours instead of 1.
I think they're stripping everybody of the titles.
I don't think they're doing that either. I don't think they're going that far, because why would you take the title off of Ciampa right now? He's on fire.
I know.
Gargano, they're all on fire. Like, why would you? I don't get that. I don't think that should.
And it's so weird because I should be so happy that I'm seeing these guys on SmackDown, but I'm not.
We waited. How many times we were like, oh man, who's gonna get caught up? Oh, I can't wait till Johnny gets caught up and all these guys, and now I'm like,
but like a surprise, build to make it worth it. And then
but then also, what is with? Are we not gonna? Are they gonna announce they're not having a brand split? Because I think that's a bad idea. Because you already have like 10 million belts going around, and you have shows that are actually they're having stories that actually make sense now on shows. We're building towards Lesnar and Rollins. We're building this Kofi thing with Daniel Bryan. I mean, the U.S. title. Who knows? I think that got thrown in the trash too when Daniel Bryan.
It's
threw
on
the
a
other
dance
belt out.
break.
Yeah.
It's on dance break right now.
First of all, I want to say thank you, WWE, for bringing up my favorite NXT superstars. This was literally
Gabby's the voice of reason here.
This is like literally watching an NXT takeover tonight on SmackDown because they took over our SmackDown live show. It was mainly about them, to be honest, until the main event. Really,
Right,
and obviously the women's.
But in this
match,
situation, was that a good thing though? Because that puts a halt on every story minus the main event.
It does, but I'm just so excited for like new blood to come into the mix, and like these guys.
We already have new blood. They're just not. There's not room for them.
I guess I say new blood in a different way.
You want good at new blood.
Yeah. Okay.
Like these guys, I mean, we've gone to their live shows when they come either to LA or even when there was WrestleMania and we saw Takeover. Like these guys are so talented, and I just remember watching my first Takeover and thinking, "Oh my God, sometimes this is better than SmackDown." The live shows.
NXT is the most consistent show in the WWE. There's no doubt about that.
And I get that they're less overworked and all that other jazz. So it's nice to see when I say young blood, like these guys who are fresh, not overworked, coming in and hungry.
But I think if you want to bring these guys up, you do it as a surprise.
Sure.
We don't know about it.
Or either way, surprise, or like the big like video hype up of their debut. Either way.
But just think of, let's just say Raw ended last night with the four of them standing tall over everybody, just like destroying everyone. You'd be like, what is happening right now? Yeah. I need to watch Raw. I need to watch SmackDown. And SmackDown, the same thing happened. Like they just came in and just started destroying people, like not having actual matches, just beating the crap out of them. You'd be like, what is happening? That's how you get at least people, I think, to tune in and view. But also, I mean, Rosenberg, you tweeted out last night, oh, are we going to get Dream on here?
Right, so like, all these people showing up on Raw.
Well,
so if all these people showing up on Raw, so are we just getting our crop on SmackDown too? No, it's just the same on both shows. So, and again, it's a matter of, I obviously know they're not rookies, but, you know, like on TV-wise, all the other main roster guys, they treat him like, oh, welcome the new guy to the show. Well, why do the new guys get to be on every show?
Yeah.
Plus, they also won all their matches tonight.
Yeah.
And last night.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get the idea. I don't want them to come in and lose. I'm fine with them winning their debuts on Raw and SmackDown. But it doesn't make any sense. And also, like you were saying, like, oh, well, these guys are so good, and I love seeing these new guys. But we also have Rusev, Nakamura, Gallows and Anderson, Dillinger, all these guys on
Isn't
SmackDown.
Dillinger leaving WWE?
The chat room right now is going nuts, saying that he just announced that he's leaving.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
But I don't know. Maybe that's breaking news. I don't know.
I should do a new segment tonight because I feel like everyone else has it covered. But yeah, essentially, I think he asked WWE to be released.
Well, I think that's
Maybe.
good for him.
And
All right, good for you.
if it's not being used, might as well.
Today was his birthday. Happy birthday.
Right now is well, happy birthday to him. Right now is a pivotal time in wrestling because you do have AEW. We talked about it week on week on week, and that's a huge promotion that's launching. And then you have the likes of Impact and New Japan and.
And if you're WWE though, and you have this amazing roster of talent already on Raw and SmackDown, and then you're going, we're just gonna bring these guys up. If I were them, I'd be like, screw you, I'm out of here. Like, if you're not gonna show me on TV, I can find other places to go. You're not the only company in town anymore. Like, if you're a Rusev and all those other guys, even I'm trying to think of people on Raw who, like, you know, are never shown. A Zack Ryder. I mean, they're kind of doing something with them.
He's finally back on TV, oddly
maybe
enough.
they're doing something with him. But there's so many guys in this company, and girls, that just aren't being shown. I mean, we'll get to Asuka later. What's going on with that now?
Where's Nikki Cross?
Yeah, she's hiding in a
She just debuted as one of the new blood, right?
And now she's off again.
And she's gone.
Yeah.
Do they only get paid weekly?
No,
for
they
some
get paid
of them?
like yearly.
So they have a salary. It's not like,
yeah.
But that's everybody across the board, not just the big superstars.
Yeah, obviously the big supers get more money.
Yeah.
Right, but like Nikki Cross is still getting paid even when she's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just think why are we doing this right now? I mean, I think hopefully this announcement will shine some more light on what's happening.
I hope so.
But I just think it's crazy where you're like, let's take the four best guys we have on a different team and bring them to this team where we already have all the best players.
And have them beat them all.
Players. Yeah. And then send them back to the other team?
Right, so does that mean the bar goes down to NXT now? Like, what happened?
I don't know, yeah. Is it? But that's, I don't know, like, unless NXT becomes a live weekly show, that's the only way they could do this, where like they could have people go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because if they tape it with like they do, then you're gonna lose. I think you're gonna lose the special factor of NXT. if it becomes a 2-hour live show.
Oh, yeah, 1 hour is absolutely perfect for that show.
Even if it becomes live, I don't want it to be even a 1-hour live show. I think it needs to be a tape show. Okay. Ran over.
But it was an important thing to run.
Yeah,
It was.
yes.
It was.
I'm glad he won. I mean,
Yeah.
glad
So
they're here.
Aleister Black beat Andrade with the Black Mass. We then get on to the Gargano Ciampa versus the Bar match, where I thought Ciampa broke his leg.
oh,
That was very disturbing. I thought Sheamus broke his back at the same time. Sunset Flip Powerbomb, where he landed on his knee, and not the knee, he just had surgery on the other one.
Oh.
Somehow he seemed okay because the rest of the commentary was just like, Gargano's doing this alone now because Ciampa's just lying on the floor. But somehow Ciampa eventually got able to tag himself in and roll up Cesaro to get the win. Hopefully he's okay. He seemed to be able to walk back all right.
Yeah.
So hopefully it was just a very lucky lucky break that nothing broke. So wait and see on that. Then from there we get to Asuka. We just mentioned how we have not seen her in the last few weeks. She had no title defense at Elimination Chamber.
And she's the champion.
And she's the champion.
Oh my God.
And we have, a fair question. It's like, well, since Charlotte and Becky have been focused on Ronda, everyone's kind of forgotten about you. And Asuka, when asked, how do you feel when everyone's forgotten about you? Asuka says, I'm ready for a new challenge. That didn't answer the question. That's not what they asked.
We're gonna forget about them and just tell me who
okay.
I'm fighting now.
So who's ready for Asuka? I made Becky tap out. Who's next? Out comes Mandy and Sonya. And Mandy says, with all the momentum she's been having, if anyone's ready for Asuka, it's her. And with the SmackDown roster, she's
Who's
right.
left?
She's right. It is.
Who's left for Asuka? That should be the question. Jeez.
So Asuka takes on Mandy Rose. A minute into the match, Lacey Evans does her walk. Yet to understand the meaning of that,
No. It's
but
dumb.
she does her walk.
Stupid.
It reminds me of Impact's Scarlett Bordeaux. She comes out and distracts everybody.
But she's a 10, so.
And Lacey's not?
No, she is. I'm joking. I
Okay.
just meant that's like her gimmick.
You are so mean.
Oh my God, Tom! How dare you?
Listen, I'm a 5, sure, whatever.
Oh, that attitude. So during the match, it's pretty good match. Asuka hits her knee on Mandy's face, and she hits on one side of her eye, and immediately Mandy starts holding the other eye and start yelling at the ref, "Oh my God, my eye, my eye!" And the ref's trying to check and pulling away because based on the ref's view, he didn't see what side Asuka hit, which is actually very good psychology and good storytelling with it. And with it, Mandy eventually, tricked Asuka, threw her neck against the ropes, rolled her up. Mandy Rose just pinned Asuka. And now, in 2 weeks, it hasn't been officially announced yet, but based on this, Mandy's getting herself a title shot.
I don't, this is like the weird, Ronda Rousey, oh, she's going to go against, who'd she go against?
Ruby.
And it's like, oh, wow, we're trying to hype this match for but we know where she's going for WrestleMania, so Ruby really has no chance to win, and that's exactly what we saw. I think this is going to be the same thing for Mandy. Either Asuka's going to beat her, so fast in a match, and then it's going to be okay, who does Asuka face now? Because who is she going to face at WrestleMania?
I almost wonder if
I got a crazy prediction. But,
You do have a crazy prediction?
Yeah,
Or-
but say what you were going to say. I cut you off.
I just don't know, if they're doing this because Asuka's maybe, I don't want to say she's boring, but I think the story is kind of boring. There's nothing going on right now. And Mandy's this dynamic character. There was a lot of heat going on with her. She had a big storyline with Naomi. So maybe they put Mandy against her and created this storyline just to maybe make it a little more interesting because there was really nothing going on after the Charlotte Becky thing. If you're not going to continue that, what else are you going to do at the moment, especially if she's not being used that much?
Yeah, and I almost feel like if you're going to do it this way, I feel like next week, Sonya beats her. And then we get to the triple threat of the three of them, which makes, I think, more sense because you're at least doing something with it. But then also you're having Asuka, who went on like a 3-year undefeated streak, or however long it was.
Yeah.
Who only has, I mean, how many times has she actually lost? Charlotte?
Charlotte, she lost a tag match.
Okay.
She's
I'm not
lost-
counting a tag match.
She lost to Carmella twice.
Okay. And now Mandy Rose.
Maybe one other somewhere in there.
Okay, so 5
say
times
5.
she's lost in her whole career in WWE, including NXT. 5 times she's lost, and she just randomly loses to
So
Mandy Rose.
so you touched on what I think is going to happen, just not quite in the way that you said, because you said next week Sonya's going to beat her and a triple threat at Fastlane. I think it's just going to hype up, and we'll have Mandy versus Asuka at Fastlane. Asuka's going to win. Then the following SmackDown, Sonya will beat Asuka, and Mania will be a triple threat with Asuka, Sonya, and Mandy.
Interesting.
Okay, gotcha.
I also think that somewhere in between, probably not WrestleMania because she's new, I think Lacey Evans is going to get involved because she clearly alluded to that when she came out to distract and assist in Mandy's victory.
But she's been doing the same thing in various segments on both Raw, and she did it on Raw in the middle of a promo last week.
But
last
she
night.
is in the beginnings of her career on the main roster.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is her introduction, but maybe they're going to see, once they decide where she is best fit, there will be an interjection.
She'll get a title. She'll get title match for both shows. At this point, because that's what they're giving the NXT people.
I mean, is
they're
this
letting
a
them everywhere.
superstar shakeup? Seriously.
No,
They're
That's in
going to
April.
have that in April.
But like, what's the point?
Exactly.
I don't know.
We've had so many bring-ups this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
People, Maria's in chat saying Nikki versus Asuka, which I would love to see that.
Nick Cross would be fun too. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
I think those two would be good together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that awesome match in NXT,
Yeah.
that Falls Count Anywhere match,
Yeah.
which was good. I think I agree with you that either it's going to be triple threat or SmackDown's just going to be everyone in the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like throw in Naomi, throw in Carmella, throw in whoever, Lacey Evans, whoever else from NXT you want to call up. Just
No,
bring them all in.
they'll be in the Battle Royal
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
because
But
they'll have that too,
will Lacey be in the Battle Royal and the SmackDown tag team match?
and the Raw tag team match and NXT. She'll be everywhere because that's what they're doing for the NXT
People are
talent.
like, man, they really hate Lacey Evans. I don't hate her.
No,
I just think it's
I got nothing against her.
I don't get what's going on.
I got no problem with her. She's improved vastly in the ring over the last year.
Yeah.
Brief.
Oh, then someone also brought up 2 triple threat matches at Mania for both belts. They're probably not going to do that.
I didn't think of that. Nah. Oh,
What do you mean? It's only 1-on-1. It's Charlotte versus Rousey. That's all we're getting.
Yeah. Becky's suspended. Therefore, she won't be there, right?
Yeah, sure.
Brief promo by Charlotte talking about Becky as a ghost. She's suspended, and she's the most selfish person that I know. Mania is a one-on-one match, just like Tom said.
Yeah. I mean,
Charlotte agreed to it.
That was a vicious beatdown.
I've
at
never seen
Chamber.
I've never seen a bigger beatdown with crutches.
Me either. I was like, Becky, that's not a kendo stick. That's
Yeah.
a crutch. That really, like, did you see Charlotte's arm?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It did not look
And
well.
Rousey was bleeding. Like, man.
Well, Charlotte was back on television tonight.
Yep, I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charlotte's on both shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What happened to this brand split? I
mean,
don't understand.
Yeah.
Ricochet versus Eric Young, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but hey, Eric Young's still there.
Yeah.
Sanity. You talk about some guys that have just been pushed away
Yeah.
for no
Another
reason.
call up that did nothing.
And they could because
Yeah.
they're all talented.
They're probably like, man, this stinks.
Right.
Uh-huh.
They get called up and they're barely working.
Yeah. And then they get caught up and he's got to lose to Ricochet in his first match.
But on the flip side of that, I'm annoyed at the fact that if this is supposed to be a big debut singles match for Ricochet, that the match took so long.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the
Right.
traditionalist in me. But obviously, I'm glad, like, oh, no, they're making Eric Young look like a formidable opponent. Well, he would look more formidable if you used him.
Yeah. I just feel like there's other people that they could have used in this match.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, being selfish, I would like to see Ricochet on SmackDown because if it was him versus Andrade, that would have been like, oh, why wouldn't we get that? Like,
Oh, God.
What about Rey Mysterio and
why did-
Ricochet?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They've wrestled before in Lucha Underground and it was awesome. So,
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Then that means it should just happen on SmackDown.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're gonna bring these guys up, let's get some good matches right away. Like.
Yeah, I mean, and this match was good by all means.
Yeah.
It, honestly, it was longer than I expected. Eric Young got busted open.
I want to talk about something. Someone in the chat roll said they get paid more to be on the main roster, so some guys don't care if they're never used. I beg to disagree with that.
No, that's true.
You think so? Because
No, it's a fact.
no, I'm saying
No, she's talking about they don't care if they're
exactly.
getting
They
used.
clearly care. It's their career and their passion. I mean, yeah, there could be one guy that maybe is just like whatever. At least I'm making money, but for the most part, these guys aren't doing it for the money. They're doing it because they love it. So you want to be seen and you want to be on television. That's my opinion, but you let me know if you think differently.
No, I mean no, and that part's very true. But obviously, there's so much that just goes into your psyche where you have that passion, you have that drive, you made it. This has been your lifelong dream. You're there, and week after week after week after week, you're not being used. And eventually, if based on what the chat roll is saying is accurate with Ty Dillinger, it has an effect on you. It's like, it's just some people like, or I don't care anymore. I'll just get the money. Or in this case with Ty, it's like, you guys have made me not care about it anymore to be here. I need to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think eventually when you are on a roster too long not doing anything, which is very different from someone just being brought up, when you're stuck on something, and Ty's been around, for a bit, and not being used, then of course you want to go somewhere else where you could still get paid just as much, if not more now, because of these other promotions, and actually be featured. I mean, didn't that happen with Rey Mysterio? He left and blew up on the independent circuits, and then WWE, when they brought him back, like, they gave him more, I feel like...
But he was already, like, big.
I mean, yeah,
and
he was big, but he got bigger, didn't he?
I mean...
No,
yes,
he didn't get
always
bigger while he was gone. I mean, obviously, a great example of that would be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He got bigger once he left.
He's another guy where you're like, what are they doing with that dude?
Well, no, McIntyre's on Raw every week.
I know, but I mean, what are they doing with him, though?
I think they have some type of plan for him.
I feel like there's a few of those guys, though, that had to leave, of course, get a little bigger, get their, the fans... to really get behind them in the independents, and then sometimes they come back to WWE and get more exposure and get that, like, I guess, what they rightfully deserve, for how talented they are.
New Day promo. You know how long 11 years is? Drake So Far Gone wasn't even out yet. That's longer than Instagram's been around. That's longer than Empire has been on the air, and they've been doing some crazy things to keep that show interesting. Oh, topical humor.
I've never seen it, so...
Never seen the show?
No.
You haven't heard that in the news that was happening?
I never saw SmackDown. What are we doing?
Oh, SmackDown. Yeah. I'm talking about SmackDown. It's a wrestling show. It's on Tuesday nights on the USA Network.
Oh, is today Tuesday?
Yeah. Hashtag.
I just watch the network every week.
Hashtag Kofi Mania. Kofi introduced us to his two new friends, Mo and Mentum. I was really hoping he was going to say Mo and Mabel, but I got ahead of myself. And he comes out. And I love, because we don't really get to see Big E do his intro. So I love that we actually watched the intro. Because he acts like that even when the camera's not filming him, when he's screaming that stuff out.
Yeah.
Leads to the six-man tag. Kofi, AJ, and Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. And Daniel Bryan, before the match starts, talk about my opponent for Fastlane. It's not going to be anyone in this match because I just beat them all at the Chamber. Ha ha ha, I'm evil. And then, real fun six-man tag. You knew with looking at the guys that are in this match, you knew it was going to be fun. And Kofi beats Daniel Bryan again. Trouble in Paradise. Shane McMahon comes out at the end and announces that at Fastlane, Daniel Bryan will be defending the title in a one-on-one match with Kofi Kingston. Kofi is finally having a singles match for the WWE title. Tom, ever since you've come back on SmackDown on the AfterBuzz show, you have been predicting for Kofi to win the title, Kofi to win Money in the Bank, Kofi to win the Rumble.
Yep.
It's finally this so close. It's finally almost here.
I've only had to wait 11 years for this.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, hey, the guy's got the hot ball or whatever. What do they say? Nah, what's he say? What's the take on that?
Momentum?
Yeah, well, he's got momentum, but yeah. He's on fire right now. Just let him keep running with this. Let's just keep it till WrestleMania. I don't know how they're going to get out of this match with him losing unless what I said last, what was going to happen at Chamber.
With Harper?
With Harper coming back, and then we can get at least all of them involved. And I was thinking, too, where it's like, if it's New Day versus Daniel Bryan, like, they are probably, like, if you think about it, like, break it down, like, they're, like, his biggest foe of, like, they have cereal and they want to, you know,
they joke around.
They eat bad food, the pancakes, all that kind of stuff of like, you know, they have a million T-shirts and all this kind of stuff of like, just like everything that he's not is what they are.
They believe in unicorns.
Yeah, like everything.
I really
like they're part of the global network that he's so against of like just everything is, you know, profitable with what they have. They sell everything.
Yeah.
They sell socks, shirts, cereal, pancakes, like everything.
Well,
so
going off that, I really want Kofi to have his moment, but at the same time, I said this a little bit last week. I don't see how he could ever be champion at this moment because he has the New Day and that brand is so big and they do so well together. Like there is, if you separate them, it's not going to have the same effect. And what a shame it would be to lose the New Day. Plus, there's
they're not going to lose the New Day.
Yeah, but you have to say that, like, if Kofi is a champion, he's going to be defending his championship title as opposed to doing tag team work.
But they can be a tag team.
Yeah.
That's the best part about that group. They could all be champions at once now. Like, not even world champion. He could be world champion, and they could be tag champions. Because just think, even if we get Usos, and say the Harper thing doesn't happen, because who knows? And we get the Usos
versus Big E and Woods.
Yeah. At WrestleMania, they win the belts, and then we get Daniel Bryan against Kofi again, and they win the belts. New Day wins all the belts. That would just be so much fun.
That's power positivity right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think it's gonna happen. That's like wishful thinking.
I'm being very wishful.
It's definitely wishful thinking, but no.
New Day just takes over WWE.
They already have.
I mean, they've already done that just without all the titles.
All. Take those belts too.
I mean, you're welcome to be on all the shows, so you might as well.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, as far as wishful thinking, the thing is with that though, it's never been closer to being a reality than it is right now.
Yeah.
So that's why people are really feeling this wishful thinking. It could completely get shut down, but there's that glimmer of hope.
But I don't. If you're WWE, what do you have to, like, seriously, what do they have to lose by doing that? Nothing. They have nothing to lose because that's not going to be the main event of WrestleMania.
No.
Even if there was no Brock Lesnar
we know the main
Universal
event's
title.
Rousey match.
We know that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. It's going to be an entertaining match, and that's what you're there to do. You're there to entertain the fans. If I want to pay money, that's the money I want to pay to see. I want to see that match.
In I think it was 2004 when Guerrero pinned Brock to win the title. Where it was just so shocking, a dream come true, and that was at the pay-per-view right before WrestleMania. So all of a sudden they're like, "Whoa!" Everything took a weird, sharp turn, and because that was just kind of the pay-per-view that people were like, "Oh, here's just another pay-per-view, whatever." I have a weird feeling that they're going to make Fastlane. It's just like, here's just we just threw this pay-per-view in the midst of everything. They could do that thing here. I know you prefer him to win the title at Mania, but they could do this thing here, and then he can go to Mania as champion.
Yeah. I mean, either way, the dude deserves it. Like, just give him the belt. I don't care how he gets it. Just give it to him. He could have it till SummerSlam, and then you can have someone from Raw or NXT come up and beat him for it, okay?
Someone asked, do you guys think Kofi would be in the title picture if there wasn't a brand split?
No. I mean,
no, well, we'd have less champions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it would certainly be tougher for him to be in it.
But
then again,
he proved himself to be in this. Like, they said, "Hey, here's an hour. Go see what you can do." There's there wasn't even talks of him even being in the title picture 2 weeks ago.
8 days ago.
I guess, 8 days ago. Yeah, even then. Okay. Now he has a one-on-one match with Daniel Bryan at the pay-per-view.
He wrestled an hour where he pinned 3 guys.
Yep.
He wrestled almost 40 minutes in the chamber, coming up second.
Yep. I love that he pinned Orton. That was so good, too.
And then he just pinned the champion again tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a good week. Mm-hmm. Good week for him.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched that WWE interview they do after with the 3 of them, it's like 7 minutes long.
Oh, that was after the Smackdown last week.
No. After the Chamber.
Oh, I haven't seen the Chamber one. I saw the Smackdown one.
It's really good to watch, yeah. You should go back and watch it.
Well, we'll watch that, but we got to break down because I know there was, even though we already broke some news, there's a lot that's happened this week. So let's get some wrestling rap going.
Yeah, maybe I'll start talking about different things. Try to figure out other ones. Well, where's my music? Oh, we don't have music, do we?
There you go.
There you go.
The news music.
Nobody understands why we have this music and not the KO stuff, though. We're going through some changes here, just so you guys know. I didn't choose to not have KO music.
YouTube
but
sometimes ain't the most friendly place.
yeah, let's just put it that way. All right, well, the first story of our wrestling wrap for this week is that Ty Dillinger did confirm he has requested his WWE release, as we talked about earlier. So he took to Twitter. And this was recently, I guess, like even someone from the chat roll shouted it out that this happened right before we went live.
Okay.
Before rumors begin to spread, let me set things straight ahead of time. This is what he said. This evening, I requested my release from WWE. In the past 5.5 years with them, I have seen and done some wonderful things. Things that I am very proud of and will never forget. I have met and have worked with unquestionably some of the greatest talent on this earth, and the pleasure has been all mine. I feel at this time this decision, as extremely difficult as it was, is what is best for myself and WWE. I wish to continue to grow as a performer and offer those paying hard-earned money to watch a show I'm performing on a little more of myself. To the male and female locker rooms, coaches and producers, to the production and ring crew, all the way up to the very top of WWE, and most of all the fans, I wish you all the very best and thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything.
Well, that sounds legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, that's obviously a really tough decision for anybody to make, and I respect the hell out of him for putting that out in public right off the bat before the rumors started spreading.
Yeah, and I
It's
saw
true.
that there's like a picture of them. Of
And
him.
you're killing my news too, huh?
Sorry, I saw it earlier.
Again.
You say what it is. I saw it earlier.
I'm not looking at Gabby's computer. I don't know what they're pointing at right now.
You say what it is, okay?
So Peyton Royce actually just got engaged to Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like this is going to also affect, well, not affect, I mean, there's a lot of couples that do long distance and different travel schedules, but wow, what a way to like start your engagement is to be like going to different promotions.
I mean, I'm sure they had this discussion before he made that statement, so I'm sure they'll be okay.
Yeah.
And he is now 38. Happy birthday, Ty Dillinger. We said that right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
I just thought it was a weird picture that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's good for them. Obviously we knew they were like dating. I thought they were already engaged or whatever. But then you're like, oh, what a weird thing to post today. But now it kind of all makes sense that, oh.
What a strange birthday, huh?
Yeah.
You know, and all
Good
this
for him.
happening at once. Lots of change for
Lots
Ty
of
Dillinger.
changes happening.
I think it's good for him, though.
Interesting. All right, so
What else we got?
next story is, I mean, everybody knows this, but I'm just going to put it out there anyways. Ricochet, Gargano, Ciampa, and Black debut on WWE Raw. Now they're on SmackDown.
Wait, did they?
Congratulations.
Did they win?
Guys, we need to talk about that. We have to
I
break
know.
that down on this show.
But, you know, in case you guys have missed it, didn't catch our recap, or tuning in late, it's important that you are aware
Didn't listen to the last 40 minutes.
that NXT is taking over the main roster. All right, but into more better stuff. So
I like this
Minute Maid
story.
Park is going to host the WWE Royal Rumble in 2020. And now this, you guys, is a baseball stadium. I think it's awesome because they did recently
They just did it at the Chase Field in Arizona.
Right. And so I feel like it adds like extra elements to doing it outside in like a baseball stadium. It's obviously a different kind of experience.
No, I like the setup that they had for it at Chase Field as well, and it's kind of cool because Mania, the biggest show of the year, is in the football stadium.
Yeah.
Rumble, the second biggest show of the year, is in a baseball arena stadium. So I like that.
And SummerSlam and everyone else is in a basketball arena. And maybe NXT is in a hockey arena.
And so the
done
WWE,
Okay.
the WWE Executive Vice President of Special Events, John Sabor, said, "We want to expose the WWE brand and its events to as many people as possible, and the size of facilities in which we present our major events is a key catalyst." So I'm really excited. I think they're going to do really well with this.
Does it have a dome, though? It doesn't look like it in that
No,
picture.
I don't think so.
Which is kind of interesting because
I think
January
Houston's a dome.
No, I don't know if it is. I can't tell if it is. in
But
that
they're
picture.
probably going to have good weather. I mean, you don't really need a dome. I mean, I understand Florida, like in Tampa,
They'll
they
cover
have
the ring
domes
just in
and stuff.
case.
But
They've done that for Mania.
Yeah.
anyways, and then also, if you guys are interested, Evolve just recently revealed Ricochet's matches for his March shows. So if you guys are interested in seeing him...
Because he's on every show.
Well, no, he's going to be actually returning to Evolve for events on Friday, March 15th and Saturday, March 16th. And he'll be facing Orange Cassidy at Evolve 123 in Melrose, Massachusetts on March 15th. He'll also be in Queens, New York the next night. If you guys are interested in seeing him, you guys can check that information out. I know F4W Online posted about it, so you can look it up and see if you can get tickets. And then also my last story. Sorry, I have a lot tonight, but we still have time, which is a first.
We got a couple minutes.
So this year, it was just announced recently that Generation X is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for 2019.
There will be headline in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, so congratulations to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, which is one of our own.
Yes,
AfterBuzz.
congrats, Sean.
Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Chyna. Shout out to Chyna because she was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously very big news. All of them obviously deserve it. Shawn Michaels now joining Ric Flair as the only two-time Hall of Fame inductees. And eventually Triple H will join them too.
Yeah,
But here's my one thing, and I mean, a lot of people I've been seeing have just been like, "Oh, great, they're being inducted," but oh, wait, so doesn't that hinder Chyna's induction because she's being inducted with a group? Doesn't that hinder X-Pac's induction because he's not being inducted on his own?
No.
Doesn't that hinder the New Age Outlaws because they should just be as a tag team separate and not with the whole group? I get that argument to an extent. I'm personally not a big fan of groups getting inducted. I'm not a fan of them inducted Four Horsemen as a whole.
But how many groups do you really have in wrestling that last and stand the test of time?
And I agree.
That do what, like, these guys revolutionized the business. So they need to be, and I'm glad all of them, and it's not just Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yes,
all of them deserve to be.
And I'm happy for that because I'm happy they are acknowledging all of them. I'm just saying, like, for example, say NWO. Oh, is NWO going to get inducted? Okay, are we inducting 30 people?
No, you induct Hall, Nash, and Hogan if you do that. That's it. They're the NWO. Always will be for life.
But I mean, I'm happy, and I really hope Shawn Michaels actually speaks very little on this, so everyone else really has time because he's already done his Hall of Fame induction.
And Triple H can only speak a little bit. We hear enough of him.
Okay, and another interesting story, AEW superstar Chris Jericho recently spoke with the Wrestling Observer Radio, and he mentioned how when he was doing contract negotiations between different promotions like, WWE, Impact Wrestling, New Japan, and AEW, Impact Wrestling actually offered him a contract for just a 4-match series in the mid-7 figures. And so he figured WWE would use that to maybe come back to him and negotiate something for him to return to WWE. And Chris Jericho actually said if Vince had, offered him a counter, he would have taken it. And I thought that was interesting, but Vince actually just said congratulations and good luck. Like, he didn't offer him a counter, and partly Jericho thinks is because he doesn't want to disrupt the structure of the salaries for all of the wrestlers right now, because if he is going to get this big contract, let's say from WWE, and Vince offers something to him, then all these other wrestlers could say, well, how come I can't have this?
Because you're not Jericho.
That's right. And I mean, that's how it should end the argument right there, which is also how we should be ending this week's show. And we want to know what you guys think about all the news that we talked about, all these crazy things that are happening in the NXT call-ups, Kofi Mania, all that fun stuff. We want to know.
And Kevin Owens will be returning soon. That's my last one.
I thought we had a no Kevin Owens one there for a second.
No.
So we want to hear comments on the YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that, and follow us on social media. Tom Connolly, how can people reach out?
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TomTheCom, also Connolly Central. On both of those, we will be at WrestleCon, so stop by, get your rings, get your Funko displays, and I'll also be at StarCast.
All right, Gabby.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Gabby Loren TV. I will be hosting again on Shein this Thursday. Make sure you download that app and tune in live for exclusive deals and catch me here on Tuesdays with this lovely crew.
And follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg, Instagram, The Will Rosenberg, persontees.com/Christian Rosenberg. Hey, you want to join The Evil Enterprise? You can get that shirt and tune in to Wrestling Pro Wrestling this Friday in Burbank. If you're not local, go to twitch.tv/Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Tom and Gabby have been there. They've seen how evil Dennis Evil can be.
It's scary.
It's pretty scary. So make sure you tune in, and tune in next week. Thanks for hanging out with us. For Tom Connolly and Gabby Loren, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.